and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, hi, my name is India. I run British Beauty by India here on YouTube, and as the name of this video suggests, I am indeed a Playboy bunny. I work in the Playboy Club London here in, not here, Mayfair. God, I wish I lived in Mayfair. In Mayfair. I want you guys to go and get a drink, snacks, whatever it is you need to get through this, because this is a talking video. I'm going to try obviously keep it as to the point as I can do, yada yada yada, but let's be real, your girl likes to talk. In true casino fashion, I have indeed got my coffee. So I've got to say some really boring stuff now, but it's got to be said, so bear with me. This video is in no way associated with Playboy as a brand, Playboy Club London, Caesars UK or Caesars Entertainment in the US. I just want to make that clear. This is just me sitting in front of a camera in a bedroom talking to you guys about my experience. It has got nothing to do with any of them, no marketing, no nothing, nada. Zero. Secondly, what I wanted to say is that what I'm about to speak to you about is pre this entire situation. I don't want to say the word because last video I said the word, it got like basically demonetized, so but you get my gist. What is going on in the world right now? Everything that I'm about to go on and say was pre that, because trying to be positive in my workplace and everything is really different now. So, but we will go back to normal. That is the most important thing that I can say right now. Positivity. We will go back to normal. Okay, let's get going. As always, your girl is working off a list because we like to talk. So first off, this is probably one of my most requested videos ever. Like literally since I put up the first video and I kind of let drop to everyone that is what I did for a living. I can't even count the messages I have on Instagram. But to this day, as in like the last one I got was about a week ago. To this day, I get messages from girls asking how do I become a Playboy bunny. And obviously the majority of the comments on said video is please do a video about becoming one. So here we are. I've also got to say one thing. It is September right now. We are not hiring. So like I just want to put that out right now. We're obviously not hiring at the moment because of everything that's going on. We actually had to lose a lot of staff. So from right now we're not hiring. I'm really sorry. But I will link the website down below where you can check when we are hiring. And I'm sure we will hire as we start to open, things get back to normal. It's got to happen. I'd say maybe in the next couple of months, especially before Christmas and New Year, because that's one of our busiest times. So yes, link is down below. You can check there when the jobs go up. I want to talk about the basics, okay, because a lot of people I don't think understand the actual job. There are two bunny positions, okay, there's bunny valet and then bunny and dealer. I'm a bunny dealer, so that means I deal the casino games. A bunny valet is basically a waitress. She will work the events, she will work the casino floor, and she used to work downstairs, but as of right now we're not opening downstairs, as in our tail bar. So now you've got the two positions, right? So depending on what position you go for, the majority of what I'm about to say is relevant to both positions. So do not worry. I have to talk about shifts because I think a lot of people don't understand when I say we are a casino first and foremost and we are open 24 hours. Okay, we're not right now, but obviously we will go back to 24 hours. Our licensing is 24 hours. So predominantly, and when I say predominantly, if you're working like full-time shift, those 4 shifts out of 5 will be night shifts. Okay, I'm really sorry, but that is the world that this is. It's night shift, night shift, night shift. So the worst shift I'm going to tell you right now starts at 10:15 at night and ends at 6:15 in the morning. That is the worst shift. So that is the worst of the worst, and it's horrible. I have worked night shifts since I was 18, so we're talking about 11 years. I still hate 10/6s. They are still vile. After the 10/6, you'll get what's called an 8/4. These are the nicest night shifts that you can get. I really like them, obviously because I'm used to night shifts and it's chilled, it's calm, and it goes faster for some reason because you're not the dregs at the end. Now what we do have though, which is disgusting, and I promise you it takes time to get into this, we have what's called changeover, which means you go from an 8/4 into a day shift. So you will finish at 4 o'clock but then in the morning, but then you will start work again at 2:15 in the next afternoon. And the next afternoon, the same afternoon. You get my gist. It's really rank, you get hardly any sleep, but I promise you, you do get used to it. Now, the other shift that I have to talk about, graveyards, because it happens. You will get rotated to graveyard because it's a shift. Now those start at 6:15 in the morning and finish at 2:15 in the afternoon. They are rank, I kid you not. They're disgusting. They are a thing. Some people love them. They're like Marmite. You either love them or you freaking hate them. I personally absolutely despise them with my whole being. because remember, we have to wear like a full face of makeup, we have to look glam the entire time. So to get to work by 6:15, you have to get up at like 3 a.m. to do your full face of makeup while the whole world is sleeping. Anyway, I just have to get those shifts out of the way because a lot of people, that's what they struggle with. They don't struggle with anything else but the shift work, because they've gone from like normal 9 to 5s and then boom, they're finishing at 6:15 in the morning. It's hard, it's heavy, but I promise you, you do get used to it, and you do get used to it pretty quickly. But it is a warning, that is the shifts that you are looking at. Don't even think about a 9 to 5 because they do not exist in casino world. Do not even think about like a chilled day shift. They do not exist, okay? Costumes is another question I always get asked. So there are like the positions, there are 2 costumes. Well, there's 3 costumes. Like the bunny dealers, we get 2 costumes. We get a black costume and we get a blue costume. Valets get the red costume. However, what valets do is they get to wear the majority of the event costumes because they're majority run the events. So when you go for a valet position, you will get all the pink costumes, like Halloween costumes, blah, blah, blah. If you go for a dealer position, you do get to do some events, but they try to do it evenly. So like one girl will do one event and the next, and they'll try kind of rotate us because, let's be real, we're not waitresses. And trust me, waitressing is an art form. Right, so that is the basics. Now I'm going to briefly talk about the working environment, because obviously a lot of people have asked me, like, is it really bitchy? What is it like? What are the customers like? Now you have to understand that you will get contracted, and when I say contracted, you cannot talk about customers like to anyone. And when I say to anyone, no partners, no mums, no dads, no brothers, no sisters. Like, you just can't talk about it. It's in your contract. So I can't really talk about customers, but I will tell you this. It is a casino first and foremost, so they're gamblers. So they take what they're doing very seriously. So it's not like a nightclub environment. It's not necessarily a fun environment all the time. It is sometimes, but majority it's quite serious because they're gambling. And they gamble a lot of money, and that's it. If you've ever been into like a serious members only club, like a casino, it's serious. However, if you do your job well, then you're going to have no problems. People will love you, you get tips, yada yada yada. Now, so that's like the working environment. But obviously I'm going to talk about staff members, because the majority of jobs, it's who you work with, not the job itself. Now, I always have loved my group of people. Like, it's why I work there. I say it all the time. I love them. They are my friends, they are my family. So do not worry about that. It's a really, really lovely, friendly environment. The girls are lovely. They all look after each other. They're, you know, super supportive, because majority of us have like other endeavors, whether it's mums, businesses, studies. Like, there's so many things that everyone else has going on, and everyone's super supportive. You know, we've got hairdressers, lash technicians, makeup artists. Like, it's really lovely. It's a super lovely environment to work with, and the girls are genuinely great. I will say, obviously there's always going to be like friendship groups. Like every environment, there is friendship groups, okay? So, because some of us have been working together for like 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, so there's going to be like serious friendships. But in a whole, oh, I love it. Also, someone said, and I genuinely think she must have come from another casino, because this is only old school like casino rules. We are allowed to have relationships. Obviously my fiance works with me, we met there, we have children together. There's actually quite a lot of couples that work with each other, so yes, you are allowed to have relationships. Obviously the no-go area, and when I say no-go, I mean like strictly you will lose your job. No-go area is obviously you cannot have a relationship with a customer. Like, your relationships with customers are in the building and in the building only. Like, they take it so seriously. So don't even think about that. On to the next part. What makes a bunny? This is really quite basic but obvious. Personality. That's it. That is what we get trained in. It's what they kind of throw at you the entire time. Because no matter how good looking you are, if you're not like entertaining your customers, they ain't gonna come back. Like, they take it super seriously when it comes to girls with outgoing personalities. They're funny, they're warm. I mean, we have had so many girls that are just utterly fantastic, and like, they are customer service goals. Personality first and foremost, because I know a lot of people think, well, it's because you're beautiful. Genuinely, that's actually the second one on the list. The first bit is your personality. I personally just don't believe that you can learn good customer service, because you're either really good at it or you're just not. Some people are really outgoing, some people are loud, they're funny, they just warm to people and people warm to them. That's a very natural thing. So that's what they look for first and foremost. Obviously looks do count, but don't think that you need to have like your boobs done, big lips, and like, like, you don't. If you lined up all the bunnies that work there and have worked there, it is so different. They love diversity, and that's like the least thing that you need to have. But I know what the image portrays, but it's just not. I don't know if it was ever like that, because I look back at pictures of bunnies and they're all so different. Like, even back in the 60s when the clubs first opened, everyone was super different. So this kind of like blue-eyed, blonde, big-boobed girl just came from that program on TV, which, by the way, I love. But I think that's where that image comes from, which is not the same thing. We're Playboy Bunnies, we're not Playmates. They're two very different things. I'm not going to get into that. If you want to know, you can ask in the comments. Right, so yes, makeup, glamour, they love it. Hair done, eyes done, nails done, tan done. Like, yeah, okay, they love that. But don't think that you need to be blonde and big-boobed and perfect. It just... perfection doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the casting procedure, because it's not your average job interview at all. So as a dealer, my job is super technical. Like, it's super technical. So when I first applied to be a Playboy Bunny, it's Mayfair. Now, Mayfair comes with its own connotations in that casino world. Like, I know everyone thinks of Vegas, but truly Mayfair and Monaco, those are the top places to work as a dealer, right? Monaco probably being the top, but then Mayfair. So obviously I was super worried, because I was like, okay, so you've got to get, like, God, how do I explain this? Because a lot of people are not going to understand what I do. So, like, it's all maths, right? And there's certain things that you just have to know. But then because of the casino I was coming from, we didn't deal with that kind of, like, high-valued money. So I had to learn all of this fresh before my table test. And the table test is basically they test your knowledge on your dealing skills. You spin a ball, you do some bets, blah. There was a big difference from where I was going to, so I was shitting myself. Excuse my language, but I genuinely... And then I got the email through that basically listed, like, everything that is going to happen during the day. And I remember calling my mom going, I don't care, I don't want this job, I'm not doing that. I don't want to put you guys off. I know I'm explaining, like, before, but obviously I've been through it and I actually genuinely loved it. I loved the experience. I thought it was actually really, really fun. So please don't be put off by what I just said. If you just see it for what it is and you just go, you just have a good time. And that's the most important thing that you can take from that experience. Enjoy it, because it's crazy and it's fun, really, genuinely. It's basically, you just need to get over yourself, which I had to learn. I had to get over myself. I'm going to go through the casting procedure. Now, like, I'm going to continue saying this. Obviously, this is the old casting procedure, because I don't know what they're going to do now after this whole thing. So I'm going to read off my thing, and then I'm also going to obviously tell you, like, what actually happened. Be early. This has got nothing to do with this, but be early. Just be early, because when you're working as shifts, you basically, when you start, you're taking someone off. So you need to be ready. So being early shows that you can be prompt, you can be on time. It's very important in shift work, because you're going to just, if you're late, someone else is going to pay for that. Not you, them. They'll either go over their shift time, or they get left on tables, or they get left waiting behind the bar because they can't leave until you get there, basically. So it's very, very important to show that you can be prompt, you can be on time. So, as I like to say, be early, because if you're on time, you're basically late. Actually, it does say on here, please arrive at least 30 minutes before your event. And it does say, we regret that latecomers will not be permitted to take part in the event. Because the thing is, there's quite a lot of girls that turn up, and I'm really sorry, don't be put off. Everyone's genuinely lovely. Just talk to them, be kind. Everyone's scared, whatever. So, yeah, okay, so fine. They do say turn up at least 30 minutes. And they are very strict with latecomers, because basically they have a lot of girls waiting. They need to get on. Because the event will take up to 3 hours, and I'm telling you, it blooming does. Now, this is the most important thing. Let's be real. This is all what the girls ask me. What do I wear? It says, we leave it up to you to decide what you feel the brand stands for through your choice of outfit for the day. So you may be given the opportunity to change into the iconic bunny costume. So please bear this in mind when choosing your outfit, underwear and accessories for the day. We strongly recommend that you bring a pair of thick black tights and black closed shoes along with you. Right, and the reason they say that is because that's what we wear with the costume. We wear 2 pairs of tights. Do they really need to have a conversation outside my window? It sounds serious. I'll let them have it. So the reason they tell you to bring the thick pair of ties is because that's what you will wear as a bunny, but we actually wear 2. And then obviously the heels, like the basic black court heels, is obviously what you'll wear for shoes as a bunny. Please be aware that due to the nature of the role and the professional image and reputation of the Playboy brand, tattoos that would be visible when wearing the bunny costume are not permitted. I.e. on your face, neck, back, shoulders, arms, hands, chest and collar line. I am going to get to that later, okay? We are well aware of the situation. So what will happen? You'll be asked to participate in a series of tasks and games, during which we will be observing your personality and behaviours. You will need to portray at all times the attributes you feel are key to being a bunny. Now that is what they're looking for. So they're going to ask you to do like, it's very much team building. So it's very like, if you've ever worked for a company that has team building days, expect to see the same kind of process. And it's just basically how you work well with others, whether you stand out in your crowd and whatever, but they'll put you into groups and then give you what basically your tasks or games, whatever they want to call it. There will be a panel observing the event. This panel will usually be made up of the venue director, managers from the department you would be working in, the head bunnies, and representatives from the company HR team. The club administrator and a photographer will also be around to help everything run smoothly. So that is very normal. There's usually a gaming managers, usually the F&B manager, which is obviously food and beverage, who overlook the ballet girls, and then our head bunny. When I cast, there used to be 2 head bunnies. Now there's none because of this situation, so I don't know what's going to happen. And then there's our club administrator, who's a lovely woman, by the way. If you are going to go cast, she's the one that you're going to get in contact with, and she's the one who will get in contact with you, yada yada. Yeah, it's just, you know, your usual people that you would expect to meet at a usual job interview, basically. So to give you an idea of the tasks that you need to prepare for, read on. Icebreaker. Once the panel have introduced themselves, it's your turn to introduce yourself to us and the other candidates. Tell us what experience you have that makes you think you're the ideal Playboy bunny, and then 3 short facts about yourself. 2 true and 1 false. Don't make it too obvious though, as everyone else will have to guess which are true and which one is false. I can't remember this situation because when I stand up in front of crowds, I seem to lose all memory. But the majority of girls say like the brand is super iconic, it would be like a great opportunity for me to represent such an iconic brand, la la la. It's very obvious what you should say, like, let's be real. But genuinely, the best advice I can give you when coming to that situation is be true to yourself. Like, work out how you genuinely feel and say it. Like, I'm telling you now, everyone is so super chilled. I know it doesn't feel like that in that environment. Like, I would never diss my managers anyway on YouTube. But truthfully, genuinely, I'm telling you, this is right now, everyone's really nice. So you have like nothing to worry about. No one's scary. I obviously can't speak for the girls you're going to cast with, but the majority of girls are in exactly the same position as you, let's be real. And we don't deal with bitchiness. Okay, so if you're watching this and you're going to go for a casting, don't be bitchy, because if you actually get the job, that's not the environment you're about to walk into, and it's not dealt with very nicely, because we're loyal, okay? We're loyal. Oh my god, who do I sound like? That girl from Love Island. I love that. That was really funny. Okay, so this is the awful bit. I'm so sorry if I'm putting you off, but this is the bit where I phoned my mum and I was like, yeah mum, I'm not doing it, I don't care. The singing telegram. This is really old school. This has been going on for casting since like the birth of the Playboy Bunny. This is what they have done. And it actually used to be a singing telegram. Like, you had to sing what they gave you, and that was like a Playboy Bunny song. I don't know what that is, but that's not what we do now. So you'll be split into small groups, and one of the panel will be assigned to your group, basically just to watch you. You'll be given a topic, and as a group you'll need to come up with a short routine to perform to everyone else. Don't worry, we're not testing you on your singing skills here. It's about how you interact in the group. There'll be a small prize for the best performance. I can't tell you what the prize is because I don't think we won it. I think we had to sing Happy, you know, the Pharrell Williams song, and I can't tell you how it went because, again, I was so mortified. My brain has blocked it from my memory because I don't need that kind of mortification in my life. Actually, you know what? I remember the girls who won it, and one of the girls in that group who won it, she got the job. Just because we lost, 3 of us, by the way, out of 5, I think, got the job, so I'm just saying you don't need to win to get a job. After your singing telegrams, the group will be split. Half the girls, or it's usually about half and half. Half the girls will go into one room and half the others will go into the other. And that's where you'll learn if you're staying on for the next part or you're going home. I know that's really brutal. It's a bit X-Factor-ish, but whatever. And then you'll go on to your interview. After that, it's again split into dealers and then valets. So whoever is casting to be a dealer, you'll be taken to one of our private gaming rooms, and that's when your table test will be held. Vomit. It's disgusting. Even to this day, I think I can vomit. And then the valets, I think they ask you to like carry a tray and stuff like that. Bless her, I remember in my casting, they had like a whole tray of loads of drinks and it just went everywhere. Because it's not easy. Like I said earlier, waitressing is like art form. Like, there's no joke. When you see a girl holding it like this, she knows her shit. Now it says here, Bunny Valet applicants will ask you to undertake a short task that relates to the role being a bunny valet. You might be asked to serve a tray of drinks, and you might be asked to take drinks orders, or you might be asked about some of the cocktails we serve. Don't worry about having to know any of this, as we'll have some of our bunnies or bartenders on hand to help you. So yeah, you'll get split up into your dealers and your valets, and you'll do your own separate thing. One-to-one interview. So this is where you'll get literally taken off and sat down with one of the managers or directors or head bunnies. Like, they just, I don't think it's specific who gets who. Now, one of the panel members will ask some questions about your experience, the shifts you can work, and learn a little bit more about you and whether you are the right person for the role. Having some specific examples in mind about your customer service knowledge and experience will help you with this. And literally, this is your job interview. Like, it's very, very cliche job interview questions. When you can start work, have you got any holiday booked, what is your experience, are you okay with shift work, blah blah blah. I was very lucky because the person who actually did my interview was a director at the time. He's not anymore. He was the director of the venue at the time, which I didn't know, by the way. Really lovely guy. Love you. And genuinely, I think that's the only reason I got the job, because I failed miserably at my table test because I just died and I couldn't even remember my job. I think he wrote some nice stuff about me. It genuinely wasn't for my dealing skills. I need to tell you, because obviously I've been dealing now for like, 6 years. At the time of when I started Playboy, I'd only been dealing less than a year, so I was really, really new at my job. And this is not a job, by the way, that you can just like learn in 6 weeks. This is a job that takes well over a year to get good at, and it's taken me, like, I'm top dealer now, and it's taken me, what, four years to get to that position. If you're ever thinking about becoming a dealer, it's a freaking brilliant job, and if you are like me and love a physical and mental job, which, by the way, a lot of jobs don't actually give you, you're gonna love dealing. However, I will tell you, it's not easy. Training, I know a lot of the training schools is like 6 weeks long, but trust me, you are a trainee for well over a year, if that. Like, some people take to it and some people don't, but I will tell you that if you're just sitting there going, no, I'm shocking at maths, I'm shocking at maths. Like, I really genuinely am. It's not mathematics, it's more memory, because a lot of what you get given is memory based. So it's like, basically, you've got to learn your times tables and just remember what it is, and then just be able to add up. It's very easy. And remember, like, the majority of games that we have, there are certain tricks and tips to actually be able to help you work certain things out. It's not just like, what's the worst one I can give you? Like, on 3-card poker, this to me is the worst one. It's like 33 to 1. So, like, let's say someone's got like 65 quid on there, that equates into what, 65 times 33. I can't do that, by the way. There is ways of doing 33, and like, you will learn all these tricks and tips. It's not as bad as it sounds as 65 times 33. And no one can do that. Not even like the top people. Okay, we went way off. So after that is when you get to try on the bunny costume. Now, they don't actually allow you to try on one of the bunny costumes. Remember, it's actually fitted to your personal body, so that's really not viable. They can't have like every different size. This is a bespoke piece of costume. So when they say try on a bunny costume, it's not actually a bunny costume. It's like basically a pair of tiny little pants and then like a booby tubey thing. And then obviously you do get the official collars and the bow ties, the cuffs, and then the cufflinks, and then obviously your ears. I think, if I remember correctly, the pant bit, I think it's literally a pair of pants, have got a bunny tail sewed on. It says you might get to try on one of the most iconic bunny costumes and have your photo taken, and this is because basically half of you would have gone by this point. This is an opportunity for you to see how comfortable you are in the costume and to see how comfortable you are in front of the camera. So yeah, do not be put off by that. It's not actually your costume. Remember, your costume is going to actually be corseted, so you're going to be all nicely sucked in. So like, when I tried it on, I just felt like a fat grumpy lump, and a lot of girls are like, oh, I can't do this, but it's not real. Like, it's not the real costume. Anyway, I don't know what the work-related exercise is, so we're moving on. Oh my god, I didn't tell you that at the beginning about the host bunnies. I always forget about them. But that's actually another position. I'm really sorry, like, if you guys are watching me and I forgot about your position. But you're so important, that's why. I just never feel like there's that job ever up for grabs, because our hosts have been there forever, and they're hosts for a reason, because they basically know every customer loves them, they know their shit, and that's what they do. But they basically are the bunnies that you first see walking in. They either work behind the reception or they're standing there, and they usually basically deal with entire events. But yes, that's another position, and I forgot about that, I'm really sorry. But again, if you want to be a bunny host is not something I don't think you can actually apply for. Bunny host is something that if you've been a bunny for a while, then you get the opportunity to do that, because it's not just a job anyone can do. You can't just be a bunny host, because you have to know our customers, you've got to know how the place works, you've got to know the events, you've got to know so much. You can't just be a bunny host. So, sorry about that, but anyway, we've done that, so that's it. So at the end, they gave us, bless them, I don't know if they still do this, but at the time, they give you like a little Playboy Club London bag with Playboy makeup and a Playboy perfume and things like that, so you can kind of like memorize the day, because it's quite a cool day. You just have to see it for what it is and get over yourself, like I said earlier. I know it sounds scary because you have to do all these things, but Like, yeah, just get over yourself. You gotta leave your pride outside. Like, it's not about being, you know, better or funnier or whatever. Just be yourself. It's like the best advice I can give you is just be you. Okay, so that's it for the casting. You basically get a bag and you're sent on your way. I think I got a call maybe 3 or 4 days later. It depends how fast they need people to start, which again, between a dealer and a valet is going to be 2 very different times. I will say they hire a lot more for valets than they do for dealers, because usually dealers will stay with us for like a good couple of years, because if this is kind of your career, there's not really much you can move on to. In a dealer position, obviously you can climb the ladder as like inspector, jacket, and then management. But in a dealer kind of position, it's kind of like the best, basically. So yeah, turnover is very low for gaming staff members, but valets are quite high turnover, and that's not, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, you have to understand that's not really something I deal with, but I do know the girls. You do get, obviously you get to know everyone, so a lot of the time, like, this is just what I know from them. You know, they're here, they're at university, so when they finish their studies they go on. Oh my god, I've got girls who have obviously started their own business and they kind of just need, they work there and to pay for starting, and then they've obviously gone on to open their own businesses. Oh, there's loads of reasons. There's genuinely loads of reasons, but the majority of them are good reasons, like basically getting something better. So don't be put off by the high turnover. Okay, next part. This is the last bit. So if you get the job, everyone wants to know this, what is expected of you? Okay, so 3 months probation in a black dress. Okay, so don't expect that you just walk in there and you're in a bonnet costume. You're not. Old school, I had my costume in 2 weeks. I'm not bragging, but I did. Now they're really strict with bunny probation, and they do not give girls their costumes until the 3-month mark, and you have to pass your probation to get your costume. So that means no lateness, no sickness. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's under management discretion to a certain point, because obviously people just get sick. Like, so don't stress yourself too much. During my probation, admittedly I was already in my costume, but I had, like, you have to understand, I started there in September, so like I was still a month and a bit into kind of like my probation when like flu season hit, and I remember standing there thinking, oh, I'm gonna die, but I cannot go home because I have to pass my probation. One of the managers was just like, India, just go home, it's chill, like, come on, you're dying. So obviously that means a whole new thing now, but at the time it was just the flu. So like, just be realistic. Like, don't stress yourself out too much about it. Lateness is a thing. Like, as I said earlier, when it comes to shifts, lateness is serious because someone else pays for your late. You don't, to a certain extent. So just do not be late. If you're sick, you're sick. Be realistic, but do not be late. Finally, when you pass your probation, I swear they give you like the bunny handbook or whatever to kind of congratulate you into passing your probation, and then obviously you get your costume. So our seamstress is the best person ever. I love you. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Bring her chocolates. She will fit you into your costume, and I've got to say this now, your costume's going to hurt, okay? It just does, alright? Your costume hurts for like maybe 2 or 3 days while your body adjusts, and then after that it's like you get used to it, and it's just, you know, it doesn't bother you anymore. Obviously that excitement, unfortunately, does wear off about maybe 2 or 3 weeks in. It just becomes like another, you know, it's just like, it's a uniform at the end of the day. So a lot of girls feel very kind of like, oh wow, at the very first, you know, week or something, probably not even a week, but that ends. It goes very quickly. So yeah, if you get the job as a valet, you'll get a red costume. If you get a job as a dealer, you will get a black costume. You're not given 2 costumes to begin with. You're given your black costume and then eventually you get your blue. And your blue costume is usually bespoke, i.e. it's literally made for you. And this is when you get to have fun. Like I said, our seamstress is the best seamstress. She works with you, whether you want like a really high leg or a really high chest, she will work with you. If you think your leg is too high, you don't like it, she can bring it down. If you think it's too, you know, I want to say too tight, but she won't let loose for you unless you're like, can't. Yeah, you need it tight. If you want it more tight, for example, or higher leg, like, you know, she really does work with what you like. If you want to go like full hoe, go full hoe. I do. My costume, my like freaking, there is nothing left to the imagination of my blue costume at all, and I love it, and she did that. Trust me when I say trust her, like, she will make your body look fucking incredible. She works with your body. Like I said earlier, everyone is different. Like, we are all such different body shapes. She makes us all look incredible. She makes us all look like we've got beautiful curves. There's no wobbly bits, there's no jiggly bits, nothing. And talking about jiggly bits, you will be having to wear 2 pairs of tights, which they will initially give you, but after that you got to buy your own. Marks and Spencer's, hello. it's up to you. You can wear 2 pairs of black tights, so it's like completely black, or you can wear like a nude pair of tights, and then so it's like slightly semi-through, but you still can't see anything. Like, don't get it twisted, you can't see anything because it's 2 pairs of tights. And trust me, they hold everything in. And obviously you'll have to wear heels. Now again, depending on your preference of heels, it can be your choice, but it has to be like a really classic pair of like court shoes. They can be really high, but it has to be a heel. You can't wear flats. So I'm 5'10.5", so I don't wear huge heels. I wear like a medium-sized heel and Clarks. Don't even try and go anywhere else. Just go to Clarks, spend the money, because you're going to be wearing these shoes 8 hours every day for 5 days a week. Spend the money on a comfy pair of high heels, because trust me, you need it. You'll also get given your cuffs and your cufflinks, your bow tie. Basically in the bunny hutch there is a shelf with loads of collars and obviously cuffs, but remember you are given your personalized cuff. So your right hand will have your personalized cuff with your name embroidered on it, so you'll always have those. But then obviously your left hand is just standard cuffs, which you get from the shelves. New ones every day obviously. And then obviously your little bunny cufflinks, which have to be kissing. Everyone gets really confused about that, but when you basically put your hands together, the bunnies have to be facing the customer but then facing inwards, so they're kissing bunnies. And obviously you get given your ears. When you get given your ears, it's very obvious that you only have 1 pair of ears on show, which are your bunny ears. You can't have your human ears on show because you're not a human anymore, you're a bunny. So, full glam. Now, they take this super seriously, and when I say super seriously, I know girls who have been sent home because they haven't been wearing enough makeup. So when I say seriously, I mean seriously, you'll get sent home and you'll be put down as sick. It's the thing, it's literally in our contract, you are an image, so you have to uphold that image at all times while working, basically. It's very simple. So as you can see, I did my face today as a very cliche. This is what I would usually wear. Obviously now I have to wear a mask and everything. But this is the kind of full glam I'm talking about. Smoky eye, lipstick, full face of makeup, eyelashes. Okay, so admittedly, eyelashes, I'm just gonna like, excuse me. Eyelashes are not necessary. However, loads of girls, when they start, they're like, how do I do this? Because not everyone's a makeup artist. Do not get it twisted. Just get good at false lashes. Just do it. One thing I say to girls, just get used to strip lashes because they change everything. Like, if you can't do a smoky eye, just put some brown eyeshadow on and then get some really beautiful wispies. You look glam, right? Then some foundation and a red lip. You're laughing. Do you know what I mean? That's all they care about. Especially on your like changeover. My trick is on changeover when you had no sleep, good base. Always have a good base. Obviously you're working for 8 hours, so you need that shit to stay. Good pair of false lashes and some lipstick and you look glam, right? It's really not that hard. A lot of people think, oh my god, I've got to spend like 2 hours in front of a mirror every night before work. You don't. It's just people like me that love to do it and are thankful for the opportunity to do it. Hair is obvious. Like, you have to have your hair down. You cannot have it up in any way. So no half up styles, not up at all. Has to be down, fresh. You can usually have your hair whichever way you kind of feel comfortable with, but just always have glam in your mind. I'm not super iffy about my hair, so this is kind of like what it will usually look like at work, unless I go natural with my curls, but literally this is it. Basically you do you. Just remember, it's got to be clean and down. So, nails. Nails are serious. You have to have your nails done at all times. You don't need to have your nails done professionally at all. Just get some nail varnish, but that's it. You have to have nail varnish. You can't just have like natural nothing on your nails. The colours that we can wear are nude. Pink, when I say pink, it means like ballerina kind of pink, up to kind of like a candy pink, and then red. And when I say red, I mean mailbox red. No other red. No blood reds, no wine reds, mailbox red, which I hate. I've never had red nails, but I remember the day that Playboy America finally approved red nail varnish, and so many girls were so happy because they could finally move away from the blooming nude, because it does get boring. But obviously as a valet and a host, I'm just going to add that in now because just in case, you can obviously have like really long extensions, you can do whatever, but obviously as a dealer these are impossible to do your job with. Do not have nails like this. Basically have them as short as possible. However, there are some girls who can deal with nails like this because they're used to it, but I don't know how. Now we are on to tattoos. So you've got to remember, when I started Playboy I was 24 years old, so the majority of my tattoos were done while I was there. It's super naughty, I know, and I didn't get in trouble because you can't obviously get in trouble for things like that, but management were not happy with me, to say the least, but it is what it is. Please do not be worried about tattoos. I know sometimes it makes it sound, on casting letters and things like that, it makes it sound like you just cannot have tattoos. That's not the truth. You can have tattoos. You just got to cover them. It's very, very basic. So just get yourself some good full cover foundation. I love L'Oreal full cover foundation. I love the Kat Von D one is brilliant as well, and obviously the Huda Beauty. I know we're going into like high, that's quite expensive, but I bought those for my face, don't like them for my face, so I use them for my tattoo covering. And then RMCA powder. to set it. It's fine. I will tell you the one foundation that's really good is the L'Oreal Tattoo Cover Foundation. Is absolutely like cement, so you get hardly any transfer onto your costume with a good setting powder. Does not have to be perfect, and I'm done in like 2 seconds because I literally just do this and just cover it, 1 layer, 2 layers, and then put my powder on, and it's done. I've got a huge one on my in the middle of my back, which you can see, but I just have my hair over it. So obviously if you've got short hair, you're gonna have to try and get to that back bit. Sorry, it sucks, but it happens, and there's girls that do it every day and you just get used to it, so it's fine. I've got leg tattoos, but you can't see if you wear 2 pairs of tights. And also, remember, cuffs cover these, so I don't even actually cover that one because my cuffs cover it and everything else is hidden by my costume. So do not worry about tattoos, just get yourself a good foundation, a good setting powder, that's it, and just have like a little tattoo coverage bag. That's what I do, and I keep it in my work bag every day or in your locker so you never forget it, because you don't know who you're going to be on shift with. So do not rely on someone else to have that kind of coverage, and if you cannot cover your tattoos, you will be sent home. They're very serious. Like even when I was pregnant and not even obviously wearing my costume anymore, I still had to have long sleeves to cover my tattoos because I was a bunny. I was just a pregnant one. We are coming to the end of this video. So the most important thing that you can do when you get that job is your personality. Let your personality shine through. We do have really nice customers, bless them, and you do obviously get to know them because they come in all the time, because we're a members club as well. So don't just get it twisted. They don't just come in to gamble all their money. They come in to eat, they come in to relax, they come in to socialize, they bring their families in. I mean, there's some customers who I've known for 5 years and I know their entire families, I know their life histories, I know everything. So obviously relationships are formed, and I know obviously they do that for the customer, but genuinely it's nice for you. It's lovely, you know, it's really nice when a customer comes in and they know you, you know, because they obviously know me and my partner. And then obviously when we had a baby, I got given so many gifts for my baby, and then when I came back from maternity, they're, oh my god, India, I missed you. It's really nice. Like it makes you feel nice as well to have that there in a working environment, you know, inside the club and inside the club only. I'm gonna just keep repeating that because again, that is one of the most serious things that you have to sign, is no relationships with a customer, and you don't want a relationship with a customer anyway. You could lose your job. I personally don't see worth losing your entire income for a man. Just enjoy it. It's an experience that not a lot of people get to have. The casino industry is again a completely different experience that one can have from a very normal working life, and then you're going to add the fact that it's Playboy on top of that. You know, the stories I can tell. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people can't sit here and tell the stories that I can tell, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for getting given the opportunity, because admittedly it was Playboy that gave me the opportunity. You know, they flown me over to South Africa. On the reserve, they had an animal sanctuary. Obviously, the best day of my life was when my daughter was born. And then probably the second best day of my life was when obviously my partner proposed. But third day of my life was that. Third best day of my life was that day, because I love animals. And that day they basically took us in and we were allowed to go like behind the scenes. So I got to see like a lion here. I got to go into the wolf cage and play with wolves pups. I got to hold the caracal cat, like her name was Mia, and she was a kitten, but she was a cat. I mean, she was like this big. I would never have got that opportunity of the third best day of my life without Playboy. And admittedly, I wouldn't have had my first or my second, because without Playboy I would never have met my partner or have my daughter. Do you know what I mean? Obviously it's a job, but for me personally it is so much more than that. It's become my best friend, it's become my family, it's become my child. I know a lot of people are like, you know, work is work. Yeah, I know work is work, but also if you can let it in, do it, because we have to be in work. You know, the majority of us who work full time, we have to be in work 40 hours a week. That's more time than we see our family. It's more time than we spend at home. So it's perfectly okay to form those kinds of relationships and to get comfortable somewhere. And I'm telling you, Playboy is a beautiful, I mean, it's a working environment, but the people there genuinely make it one of the nicest environments I've ever worked in. And I'm going to say, yes, some of the customers do too, begrudgingly. And I genuinely could not be more thankful for my time there. I feel like I'm sounding like I'm leaving. I'm not leaving. It's a really lovely place to work. It is hard work, because it is work, but once you get used to it and you get comfortable, you know, it becomes like second nature. So I'm pretty sure I probably missed things out, and I'm super sorry. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments or come find me on Instagram, we can have a chat. But I'm pretty sure I covered everything. But if you have any questions about anything, ask me. I'm super chill. It's super calm. But more importantly, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up, because obviously it's better for me to be able to see what content you're liking, therefore I can make more of it. But also, if you're new here, thank you for getting to this stage. I genuinely hope you have liked the video. If you'd like to see more of my face, please hit that subscribe button down below. Right, I have been talking for 1 hour and 6 minutes, so I'm gonna go. And I'm going to send you guys all the love in the world wherever you are. I hope you are safe. I hope your family is safe. And I hope you are sane, because I know it's crazy out there. So, without further ado, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.